Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday to everyone, except for the gal that does my spray tan. No, actually, happy Saturday to everyone except for the guy that does my hair. Actually, I go to a female hairstylist and I have never had a spray tan, so there's that. How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. So I skipped my intro today because I think that people that are finding my AITA videos are very confused as to my intro. So I was like, let's let them get used to what my channel's about a little bit. There's no editing over here. This is just, it's a one and done, okay? It's a one and done. There's no editing in my videos. It's a one, well, every once in a while there's a little bit of editing, but very rarely is there any editing on my channel. But I wanted to do another one of these AITA videos. I'm gonna try to do like maybe 2 a week or something like that. AITA is Am I the Asshole? Okay, and it is a Reddit thread. There's actually now, there's like, I think 10, 20 different kinds of AITA videos, but there's, or AITA threads, but there's the original AITA thread, which is the Am I the A-hole thread. And then people on there ask for advice, and some of them are funny stories, some of them are very, very serious stories. When I was going through them today, I was like, okay, can't do this one, can't do this one, can't do this one. They are marked on there. If you go through and you read it, they are marked for like trigger words and abuse and things like that. Those are not the ones that I'm going to try to cover over here. I'm going to try to cover the ones that maybe are a little bit funnier, but I don't want to read them before I go into them. So the only thing that I read is the title of them, right? So we're going to decide over here, you and I, we're going to decide, if they are the asshole or if they are NTA. And NTA, I'm learning this, okay? I'm learning this as I go. NTA is, do we all know? Not the asshole. Okay, but we all know that I am the asshole. I am the asshole. I'm actually burning up, too. I almost went and grabbed a t-shirt to put on for this video, and I'm like, no, no. I can handle it through this video, and now I'm like at 2 minutes, and I'm like, whoo, it's hotter than a sinner in church on Sunday, and I ought to know. So anyway, okay. Let's get into this. I do have one pulled up, but after I get done with this one, I'll probably do like 2 or 3 in this video. We'll just kind of see how this goes. But if you guys like these, let me know in the comment section below. I'm having a lot of fun doing these. It's interesting because the comments, so they ask something and then people respond to them and give them advice or suggestions or tell them if they're being an asshole about the situation or whatever. And what's interesting is that I typically do not agree with the majority of the comments in the comment section of the thread. Like, a lot of people will say something, I'm like, that's not where I stand on it at all. Which is interesting because then the people that watch the video, you guys, we typically agree with each other. So I don't know. I think some of these people need to stay off the Reddit. I mean, there are some people that just like, they live on the Reddit threads, okay? I'm a little worried about you, okay? I think maybe we need to do some wellness checks on you. Am I an asshole for saying that? Probably. But I think there are some people that need to probably stay off the Reddit. Okay, so anyway, this is the one I have pulled up. This was the tamest of all of them. So I went in there, you can pick out different ones, like the newest ones. You can pick out the hottest ones, the most controversial ones, and things like that. I went into the most controversial ones, and they're very, they're very, very serious posts. So I tried to find one that was kind of in between a little bit. So this one says, my boyfriend told me to pack my bags and leave. Okay. So I thought we would get into this and see what it has to say. Every time we have a huge argument, he tells me to pack my bags and leave, saying he doesn't want me around anymore. This has happened several times now. Okay, now my first question would be, how long have you all dated? Okay, if you've dated 3 weeks and you went home from the bar and then you just never left, okay, I can understand maybe why he wants you to leave. But if you've been together several years and this is a shared apartment or a shared house, like, okay, that's a completely different story. So I don't feel like we're getting a lot of background information on this. Okay. Oh, for context, they say. For context, I tend to speak up, oh, no context as far as how long y'all been, you know, because some people will say, like, my boyfriend, and it's like, I mean, I used to do this back in the day, you know, it's like, you do the dirty, you know, and then you're like, okay, are we boyfriends now? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Because I was never good with one-night stands. I always just wanted a boyfriend, okay? If that was how I had to get there, then that's how I had to get there. But I always just wanted a boyfriend. So I don't know. This could be like, I mean, they could have met on Monday, and this could be Sunday, and he's asked her or him to leave 3 times. We don't know. But apparently, for context, they usually in here, they'll say, like, I'm a male 28 years old, or I'm not, I'm a male 52 years old. Or it'll say, like, you know, I'm a female, you know, 52 years old, or something like that. For context, I tend to speak up whenever I see issues or unfairness in our personal lives. We're currently preparing for a major life decision, so I'm assuming that they've been together for a while. Okay. And we recently had a big argument because his family kept making decisions for us without consulting me. He's always been the kind of son who can't say no to his parents, even if they treat him or us unfairly. I told him I was getting frustrated with his dad's constant bossiness, and he got so angry that he wanted to break up and told me to leave. Okay. I was really surprised he did this again. I ended up begging him not to break up. Girl, that's the first problem right there, okay? You don't want to be begging nobody to stay. Okay, if you got to beg somebody to stay, that's the problem right there. I'm not going to say I haven't done it, okay? I'm not going to say please don't leave me. I'm not going to say I haven't done it, but you don't want to be there, okay? Things eventually calmed down, and now we're talking again. How do I move on from this? It's making me depressed, so please tell me, am I the asshole for nagging him? Okay, well, I don't think you're an asshole. I don't feel like, first of all, we're getting the full story at all, okay? At all. I don't think we're getting the full story. Sometimes the original poster, that's what they're called, OP. I'm learning all this as I go. Sometimes the original poster will come out like later. Somebody will ask a question, they'll leave more information, so we might find that out. Okay, first of all, what I will say is, don't ever beg anybody to not leave you. Okay, first of all, I guess, I don't know. I don't know the genders of these people, so I'm just going to kind of we're going to figure it out. Okay, but the original poster is saying that the boyfriend is asking them to leave, okay? Well, then why are you begging them to stay, okay? First of all, I ain't begging nobody, okay? I ain't begging nobody anymore, okay? You got to know your worth. You got to know your value, okay? If you got to get down on your knees and beg somebody to stay over this kind of stuff, then this is already problems in your relationship. And if you guys are making major life decisions together and his family's making major life decisions for you, then you should have been in couples counseling probably years ago, okay? I can tell you that. Now, for those of you that don't watch my videos on a regular basis, my husband and I have been together for 16 years. We've been married for 13 years. We've been in marriage counseling for a very long time. And one of the things that we say, because people are like, why do you stay in marriage counseling? Well, like when I saw Stevie Nicks in concert earlier this summer, oh my God, just like a white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh. Anyway, Stevie Nicks brings out her vocal coach. Now, she had her vocal coach since 1994. She's been working with this guy since 1994. And she said that before every concert, if he's not there with her, that she Zoom calls him and he helps her tune her up and things like that, because she wants to be the best singer that she can possibly be, okay? Well, that's very similar to how my husband and I, we look at marriage counseling today, is that we want to have the very best possible marriage that we can possibly be. Why would you want to be married to somebody? It's so interesting when people question me about this and they're like, well, that's kind of a stupid reason. I'm like, really? What's the condition of your marriage while you're passing judgment on mine, right? Because we're doing good today. And when we started marriage counseling, we were headed for divorce, okay? I mean, I standing in this bedroom, I thought we were getting divorced. My husband said, we're either going to go to counseling or we're going to get divorced. It's one or the other because this is not working. And so, I don't know, 8 or 9, 10 years later, look, here's where we are now, and our marriage is fantastic. I mean, it's not like we don't have, ups and downs, but we ain't getting on knees and begging people to stay and things like that. And so that's one of the reasons why we're in marriage counseling today. I always tell people, if my husband was sitting here, he'd say, you need to get into marriage counseling before you even start making serious commitments to each other, because he firmly believes that. I always tell people, we wait too long to get into marriage or couples counseling, that you should do it early on, I get reached out because I'm so transparent about talking about counseling. I get reached out from so many people that tell me, so I'm going to address this right now. They'll say, I really want to go to couples counseling with my partner, but he or she won't go. What do I do? And I always tell them, I say, you need to go by yourself. And then maybe they'll end up going. But if you're with a partner and you really don't think that you can fix these problems on our own, and this is the thing, right? We live in this world where we believe that relationships and marriage and all this kind of stuff should be fairy tale. Well, that's just bullshit. It really is, okay? Maybe the first night that you met was a fairy tale and you still got those, butterflies in your stomach. And I always tell people, don't ever forget what that first interaction was like. That first time, I'll never forget my husband walking in front of, the car and did this little, I was like, oh, damn, right? But you're going to have a lot of moments when you're they can walk out the door, pack their bags. You know what I mean? You're going to have a lot of those situations in your relationship. So you got to hold on to what those moments were, but don't ever, I think people wait too long to get into couples counseling. I think, like us, a lot of people wait until it's the very bitter end. Thank God we saved our marriage. It saved me, it saved my husband, and it saved our marriage. Thank God. But, had we not gone, we probably would be divorced right now. And so when you bring something, you're bringing it to a Reddit thread, but you ain't willing to get into counseling, because I don't hear you talking anything about counseling, number one. Now, the second part I want to say is that they said, for context, I tend to speak up whenever I see issues or unfairness in our personal lives, which you should. I think one of the hardest things about being in relationships, and I've had 2 previous relationships, well, I've had probably 100 previous relationships, but 2 long-term relationships prior to my marriage. And I think one of the things that we often feel in relationships is that we lose our voice, right? So you should always feel like you have a voice. And if you don't feel like you can speak up, then that's another sign that you probably should be getting into some counseling, okay? Where you have a third objective party that can speak for you. We're currently preparing for a major life decision. Well, okay, so one second he's asking you to pack your bags and leave, and the next second you're making a major life decision. I hope that major life decision isn't that you are bringing a child into this shitty situation, okay? Because you shouldn't be bringing no children into this situation if you can't even get along as a couple, all right? And we recently had a big argument because his family kept making decisions for us without consulting me. Well, that would be a huge issue to me, all right? That would be a huge issue to me. He's always been the kind of son who can't say no to his parents, even if they treat him or us unfairly. I told him I was getting frustrated with his dad's constant bossiness, and he got so angry that he wanted to break up and told me to leave. Now, I have kind of a bizarre story about this, because I think this is where so many couples get into arguments about things, okay? Is that husband or wife takes something to the other person about their family members, like their mother-in-law or their father-in-law, their sister-in-law, and whatever. And it's like, right? And then that partner is put in between their family member and their spouse, okay, or their partner. And this is a difficult situation to be in, and I've seen it happen with a lot of people. Now, I am blessed, okay? I am blessed to have the most magically amazing mother-in-law in the entire world. I don't hear a lot of people say that, but I am blessed, okay? And my husband, Alex, gets along with my family. I get along with his family. I feel very blessed about that, right? I'm not going to say that in 16 years there haven't been some issues, okay, that I felt, that I had with family members, mother-in-law, things like that. Not very many, I'll be honest and say, maybe 2 or 3 through the years. And I can remember at those times saying something to my husband like, and blah, 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 whatever, and you need to, and he goes, don't tell me I need to do it. What you need to do is, you need to call up that person on the phone and you need to deal with it yourself. Keep me out of it. That's between you two, right? Well, I was real resistant to doing that the first time, okay? I was real resistant. But the second time that had happened, I was like, okay, I brought it up to him. I was like, he's like, no. He's like, you need to take this to them. So I did, okay? And you know what's interesting is that we were able to work out those things. And not only that, but it made our relationship stronger. Not my husband and I, but me with those family members. Don't ever put your partner in the middle of that stuff. Now, I think we live in this world where we're like, okay, our partner should always stand up for us and those kinds of things. That is your partner or your wife. That is your partner standing up for you. That is your partner saying, okay, I support you in going and having a conversation with this family member, but that's not about me in this moment. Unless the issue does involve them. And then if the issue involves them, then the two of you should go over to the family member and you should speak to them. But like, that's a lot of back and forth and you're putting people in this. I don't know. I feel like we're not getting the whole story on this at all. So, no, you're not an asshole for nagging your boyfriend, but to be honest with you, I don't know why you're staying in this situation. It sounds like a miserable situation. I wouldn't want to be in it. So let's read and see what people said. If you would be, I just learned a new one, YWBTA. You would be the asshole if you didn't do what he said. Pack your bags and go. But this time, keep going and don't come back. Don't marry, have kids with buy a house, or even get a shared tattoo. Just go. I agree with this. Somebody said, I can imagine if in the begging is like that, how is it going to be in a couple of years from now? Absolutely. Somebody said, a man who can't say no to his parents but tells his girlfriend to move out in every argument. You want to live with that? That's a nightmare that will only get worse. I love when people like this comment, because this is a person that probably has never been in a relationship and has never dated anybody in their entire life. It's always those kind of people that want to pass judgment on the Reddit threads, right? When you say, a man who can't say no to his parents. There's a lot of men that can't say no to their parents. There's a lot of women that can't say no to their parents. There's a lot of 60-year-olds that can't say no to their parents, okay? That doesn't make them bad people. That makes the fact that they have difficult relationships with their parents, And we all bring into our romantic relationships, we all bring in our past relationships with our parents, okay? So to say, oh, well, if a man can't say no to his parents, then you need to leave, I think that's a really easy solution. I think that's kind of a reality TV situation where it's like we see all this shit unfold on reality TV, When I got married, I asked a friend of ours, who I think at that point he had been married for almost 60 years, and he was 81, and he's since passed away, and I said, what is the best piece of advice for marriage that you would give? And he said that divorce is not an option. And I said, I've told this in a lot of videos. And I said, well, of course divorce is an option. He goes, yes, of course divorce is always an option. But if you go into your marriage with divorce is not an option, he said, then you're going to work through things. Okay, this kind of attitude that the man is always wrong or the woman's always wrong, or if a man can't stand up to his parents, okay, you know, it's those kinds of like definites and whatever. I mean, I think we should all have definites in our relationship, right? I think that we should all have boundaries. Like, I have definite boundaries in my relationships of things that are unacceptable to me, okay? And I think that everybody should have those. But if your boundary is that in your entire relationship of, let's say if you're together with your partner for 16 years, like I've been with mine, that they're gonna always say no to their parents, you're in for the ride of your fucking life. That's what I have to say to you, okay? So then this person said, please listen to this. I married a man who respected his parents over me. I was so naive, I thought it was a positive trait. This is where I feel like a lot of people also bring personal issues in, okay, into a relationship, which is yet again another reason for counseling, right? That it's always like you want to have that one person that picks you. Well, of course we all do. We all want our spouse to always pick us over everybody else, to defend us, to be loyal. Sometimes loyalty does not look like a straight line. I think that that's important to understand, right? Like my husband saying, I'm not taking, I mean, if he was involved in this situation, if it wasn't a situation like where it was just between me and somebody, he would definitely have my back and go with me, right? But if you are wanting your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend to always stand up for you to everything, well, they're going to end up isolating themselves from everybody, right? Because we're not getting the full picture here. We don't know what the argument's about. He might be in the right about this argument. The parents might be in the right about this argument. So there might be a reason for him not to stand up, if that makes sense, right? But I think we go into relationships where we think, and this is the fairy tale ideology again, right? That we think that relationships look like somebody standing up for us means absolute loyalty and love and whatever. Well, what that can also look like is total isolation. It can look like total isolation from anybody, because we do not know that the original poster isn't the nastiest person in the entire world. And that's why he's like, no, I'm not standing up. I'm not going to go back. I mean, we don't know, right? So, but this person says, I married a man who respected his parents over me. I was so naive, I thought it was a positive trait. No matter where we were transferred to, we had to spend Christmas with them. At 20 years married, I was in the middle of, okay, it goes on, cancer treatment at Christmas and couldn't travel. He pulled this might be my mother's last Christmas on me. I looked him in the eyes and said, this might be my last Christmas to make a decision. If you spend Christmas with this is a completely different situation than I was just talking about. If you spend Christmas with them, then plan to stay there. And I meant it. We started marriage counseling not long after that, and he finally saw the manipulation that was going on. I've had one reoccurrence of cancer 5 years ago, but I'm rich. Oh, congratulations. His mother lived into her mid-90s still hating my guts, and we are getting ready to celebrate our 50th wedding anniversary. P.S. Please don't put yourself through this. I agree, and I think that's where you have to set a boundary. Like, that's a serious situation, okay? That's a serious situation. I would say the same thing to my husband. And my husband would never even venture to go there. So I 100% agree with you on that statement. Somebody said, good for you, proud of you for standing up to him. But we don't really know the details of the situation. Now all these people are responding to her. So, okay, let's get back to, please don't lower yourself to begging to keep this asshole in your life. You're much better than that. Pack your bags and leave and don't look back. A weak-willed asshole at that, please. Plus his asshole parents will be controlling you and your kids. But we don't know what they're controlling him over. We don't know what the situation is because she didn't let us know. People are sharing people overshare stuff. I mean, y'all overshare some stuff on the Reddit. I don't understand. I read this and said, grow a fucking spine, have some self-respect, and fucking leave him. Girl, you need to leave. And then, oh, this is the original. Is this the original poster? Hold on a second. No. I've been going through this sub today, and it's baffling how many people are given a general consensus of you're straight up being abused, leave the relationship, and they just refuse to. I don't know why people look for answers but won't accept them. So annoying. I hope that the original poster leaves this loser. She said, edit. I understand that leaving an abusive relationship is easier said than done. Well, first of all, okay, we do not know that it's an abusive relationship. Emotionally abusive, I think that possibly from her side, but we don't know. I mean, she's not giving any details of it, all right? But I will say this, that it's very dangerous to leave abusive relationships. It's very dangerous to tell your friend when they're in an abusive relationship, you need to pack your bags and leave. You need to get out of that situation immediately. It's what we want to do. But what you really need to do is help your friend consult professionals over that, because it's a very serious situation, okay? People have been killed over situations like that. People have lost everything that they have over situations like that. People don't have safe housing because of situations like that. So I'm not telling people that you should stay in those situations. I'm saying you should consult with professionals that can walk you through that, because those are very, very scary situations. And I'm not talking about that, and I don't know where they're pulling that up there, because I don't... Okay, somebody said, 100% you want to say, girl, even I don't respect you because you don't respect yourself. You know, it's sad to me, kind of, like, if a friend came to me and said this, I think what I would say to her is, this is where these get a little bit too serious. If a friend came to me and said this was a situation, well, first of all, I'd have a lot of questions. Second of all, I'd say, I've been in those situations before, not abusive situations and things like of that nature, like what they're talking about, but I'm talking about, I've been in situations where somebody said, like, pack your bags and whatever, right? I think, like, I've been on both sides of that. I mean, I'm 52 years old. I've been in a lot of relationships. You know, I think in retrospect, I didn't really value those relationships to say that to somebody else, and they didn't really value the relationship to say it to me. When you've gotten to that point where you're telling somebody to pack their bags and leave, either you A, mean it, B, you have anger management issues, C, you do not know how to speak to your partner, or D, you're so frazzled in that moment because you don't know what's going on. But either way, you either want out of that relationship or you both don't know how to communicate to each other. And at that point, then you need to seek some counseling. What's interesting to me about this is that so many people in this thread are jumping to conclusions without even knowing any kind of facts. Not the asshole, but girl, why are you begging to stay where you're not respected? Do you keep throwing you out like it's a game? You deserve better. Somebody said, exactly, why would you want to be with somebody who clearly doesn't want to be with you? I mean, I think that's the point for me, right? That you're begging to stay in a situation that is not wanted. So we're going to leave that one. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below. What is this one? Am I the asshole for telling my sister that she can't name her kid, quote unquote, mistake? What is this? My sister found out she was pregnant with a girl about 4 months ago, and she was not thrilled. She hates kids and was angry with this, and we're not going to get into this one. This one's too serious. Okay. Hold on. We need like a funny one on here. There aren't any, am I the asshole for oh wait, what is this one? Am I the asshole for telling my sister she can't use my wedding as a family reunion? I feel like I always do the wedding ones. Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law her kids aren't getting anything for Christmas? What? I mean, is it because you don't, it's just embarrassing for you. Oh, that one doesn't have that many on it. Am I the asshole for thinking of telling my sister about the bridesmaid dress or fiance? I don't like any of these. Okay. Oh, what is this one? Is this one new? Finding nudes on my girlfriend's phone. Okay, this is a messy one, they said. To cut to the chase, I've had weird feelings about my girlfriend's phone. We just hit our 1-year anniversary like 2 weeks ago. Basically, we made a sex tape a few days ago. Okay. Long story short, so things are good, I guess. Long story short, she's been living with me after I offered to house her. What, girl? That, I don't like that word. House her? You're housing your girlfriend? Okay. After some poor decisions, the sex tape was just for fun. She tried to airdrop it to me, but my storage was full, so I couldn't accept it. Last night, I went through and deleted a bunch of photos, videos to make room, and went to her hidden folder on her phone to send myself the video. Long story short, first of all, I just want to say this, okay? So you have full access to your girlfriend's phone. She doesn't give you the password, and you're going through her phone left and right, okay? You're doing all that, number one, but then you refer to her staying with you after a year as you housing her. Okay, that's a problem right there. Okay. I went through and deleted a bunch of photos, videos to make room, and went to her hidden... You went through her phone and deleted photos and videos? Oh, no, ma'am. That pissed me off right there. Okay? On her phone to send myself that video. Long story short, she had nude photos of ex-boyfriends eating her... What, girl? What? Eating her pizza? Oh, my God. Eating her out in random nudes of dudes I cannot place. Send them to me, I bet I can. Obviously, this shattered my heart. I was having weird feelings that she seemed to be sneaky about some things our entire relationship, you think? Am I the asshole for going through her phone and finding these pictures? Oh, this is going to be interesting. I want to read what people say first before I get into this. For the record, I obviously have deleted whatever relationship pictures I have had eons ago. I am completely shattered to see these pictures and have no idea how to respond. I am angry and broken and cannot see her in the same way. Is it reasonable to expect her after a year in a relationship to go through and delete old photos, or am I just being a dick? Somebody is. Okay. I completely understand I broke her trust by going through her phone, but am I the asshole for finding things I wish I never saw? I have no idea how to bring this up, and I'm struggling on what to do next. Please advise. Okay, well, here's a couple pieces of advice. You know, this is what I always say to people, right? Like, if you're together with somebody for a year, like, then you're not planning to leave next month. Like, then you're planning to be with this person for a very long period of time, right? Like, possibly the rest of your life. If you are, then I think that you need to have discussions like, are you okay with me going through your phone? Are you okay? Like, my husband and I have had those conversations, okay? If my husband said, can I see your phone? I'd say, here you go. See 9 million pictures of Jeffree Star, you know? And he would do the same thing. So, like, that to me is, I think that you need to have those conversations. I think within those boundaries, you also need to have moments of trust, right? And that also equals privacy for each partner in the relationship. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that everything is owed to your partner. Like, you deserve to have some kind of privacy. I don't know that privacy for me, I mean, maybe you have to have those discussions of what that means. I mean, if my husband said to me, you know, like, do you have an issue with me having pictures of my exes? Well, he only had one ex, okay? And he upgraded. So, I mean, my husband upgraded. I shouldn't have said that. But anyway. No, his ex is very, very nice. I'm joking. But anyway, but I mean, like, if he said, do you care if I have a picture of my, you know, ex giving me head in my phone? I'd say, can you explain to me why you need that in your phone? Like, obviously there's something that you're romanticizing about from that past relationship, okay? Like, I don't know. And so, like, that would be about I mean, I don't think people think through this shit sometimes, right? Like, why are you keeping the picture? Are you fantasizing about that person? Was the pizza so good that you want to keep on going back to that pizzeria? I mean, I don't know. Like, what's the reasoning for keeping it? Or your eyes should be on the page that you're on right now, okay? Keep your eyes on the same page. So that would infer that you're cheating, okay? And I think that cheating comes in a lot of different ways. I don't think that cheating is just doing the deed with somebody. So I would have huge issues with that, number one. Number two, I would have huge issues if my husband just walked over here, like if I was out of the room and he just started going through my phone, I'd be like, oh, no, no, ma'am, Was there a reason why you needed to pick up my phone and go through it? It's like my mother always taught me, you never go through a lady's purse, okay? Now, if my mom said to me, can you grab me that, you know, tube of Clinique Salmon Ice lipstick out of my purse? That was a different story, okay? But while I was grabbing for that lipstick, I sure as shit shouldn't be rummaging through her purse. My mother always taught me, the one place you never go is a woman's purse, okay? Now, if my husband said to me, I'm a little curious about this, I'm a little worried, can I see your phone? I'd say, here's my phone. But if I walked in and my husband picked up my phone and was going through it, and likewise, no, that's not cute, okay, at all. You shouldn't have been going through your girlfriend's phone. So this is a little bit like, I'm sorry after the fact. It's like, you know, what's the saying, like, ask for forgiveness, not for permission? It's kind of that a little bit, right? Number one. Number two, I do not like that you referred to, and maybe she feels this way, maybe that's part of the problem. I mean, you started this whole conversation off with saying that you're housing your girlfriend, okay, because of bad decisions, poor decisions on her part, I'm assuming. Well, if that's how you leave the conversation, then that makes me think that she probably feels that way. She probably feels like you're housing her because of poor decisions that she made, and I'm sure that those poor decisions are probably financial decisions, okay, because it's kind of what you're insinuating. So it's kind of like, well, I'm doing you all these favors because I'm giving you a place to stay. I wouldn't be in that relationship personally, okay? At 24, 54, I'm not 54, I'm 52, but I wouldn't be in that relationship, okay, where somebody was like doing me a fucking favor. No ma'am, I wouldn't. Period, end of story, okay? I wouldn't. And so I'd go stay on my worst enemy's couch before I would stay on somebody's, I mean, you know, I did that. So for those of you that don't know, I've been sober for 29 years and 10, almost 11 months, but we don't borrow time in recovery, 10 months, right? And I did things with guys that I dated back in the day. I dated some dirty dudes, okay? I dated some horrible people that treated me and the rest of the world like shit, okay? And I did things that I wouldn't do today just so that I could get the things that I wanted to get. So I understand, okay? Somebody doing things for a place to stay. Maybe that's what she's doing. I don't know. Maybe she ain't in love with this dude, but this is a place for her to stay. But that still doesn't give you a right to go through her phone, okay? End of story. But I'm kind of interested to see what these people are going to say in the comment section. So let's get down to this. Obviously, this shattered my heart, seeing all these men eat her pizza. Hold on a second, this is going to stop. I always have to pause right before I stop the camera. The battery stops at 30 minutes. Okay. I know you're not used to seeing videos that are longer than 30 minutes that don't have any editing in it, but that's why I have to stop mine. Because most videos that are longer than 30 minutes, they have all those kind of jump cuts in them, right? But we don't do that over here. Okay, let's see what people have to say. You need to compose yourself for now, original poster. You need to be stable to think critically. Are those nudes old photos or new? Well, I think he said they're old, right? You should communicate with your partner. Maybe you really... This is where there's like two sides to Peter Monn, okay? There's like two sides to Peter Monn. So, there's the, like, real healthy therapeutic side to Peter Monn that's been, like, sober, like, 29 years and 10 months, like I just said, right? That works steps and has a sponsor and goes to therapy. Then there's Peter Monn that, like, you just don't want to fuck with, okay? Like, and that Peter Monn comes out sometimes, let me just tell you, right? Like, to the original poster in the first one, I wouldn't even need to know the details. If that was my girlfriend that called me up and she said, and he told me to pack my bags and go, and I'd say, girl, you begged him? Oh, no, ma'am. I'm getting in an Uber right now and picking your ass up, okay? And we're putting you in the extended stay, and we're going to go buy you a bag of groceries. Fuck that man. You're going to have another man tonight. That's what I would have said to her, okay? That's the Peter Monn that comes out sometimes, okay? Now, to this dude right here, the therapeutic Peter Monn, okay, would probably be like, get you in a counseling session ASAP, okay? The other Peter Monn over there would say to you, girl, when she walked into that bedroom, I'd have taken that picture up into the Kinko's, okay? Or what is it, FedEx now? But you remember the Kinko's back in the day where you could copy all that shit? And I'd probably make no less than 500 photocopies of her pizza getting eaten, okay? And then I would tape them all over the bedroom so that when she walked in, she had to see 500 pictures of her pizza getting eaten, okay? And then I'd say, do you like that pizza, baby? And then I'd say, now it's time for you to pack your bags and go, okay? That's what I would say, okay? And yes, and when she said, you went through my phone, and I'd say yes, and I'm very thankful that I did, okay? And you're right, I shouldn't have gone through your phone. But now I know that you want your pizza eaten by this guy, so you can go stay at his house, okay? Because I done funded your poor choices for months now, girl, okay? And what I realize is that you still want his tongue. So go over and find his tongue, sleep on his tongue, sit on his tongue, do whatever you need to do. But you ain't staying here no more. I'm going to find somebody that wants his tongue, okay? That's what I'd say. But anyway. You need to compose yourself now, original poster. You need to be stable to think critically. Are those nudes old photos or new? She shouldn't have them at all. She shouldn't have them at all, okay? You know, listen, my ex and I, when we moved in together, okay? He had been in this relationship for 6 years before me, okay? And we moved in together, and I was like going through under the bed one day, and we had all these boxes and stuff. And there was like a month after we moved in together. I've told this story so many times. And I found this shoebox, okay? And I pulled this shoebox out, and it's like photos of him and his ex. Not those kind of photos, okay? It was just bonfire photos, them with their old roommates, things like that, right? And so I put I mean, it wasn't even a lot of them. It was a couple, 20 or 30 of them or something like that, mixed in with a bunch of other pictures from like when he was like, in his early 20s and whatever. And so I put them on the bed, the shoebox on the bed. And he came home, and when he came home, he like looked at the shoebox like, oh my God, like, is Peter pissed or whatever, right? And he goes, I'm really sorry. I go, you don't have to apologize for anything. I said, I don't care that you have pictures of your ex. I mean, let's make it very clear, okay? His ex wasn't eating his pizza in the pictures. I said, I don't care that you have pictures of your ex. If you want to remember your ex and have those pictures, that was a part of your life, okay? You do not need to keep them hidden underneath the bed like some dirty secret, all right? Or even apologize for it. Do I want framed photos of him next to our bed or in our living room or anywhere in our house? Absolutely fucking not. He's your ex for a reason, okay? But I don't want you to feel like you have to erase that period of your life. You guys just ended because you weren't in love anymore. That happens. I understand that. But that was a huge part of your life, right? That's called being a grown-ass adult. Now, if I had gone through that box and he was keeping pictures of his ex eating his pizza, man, we would have had a different story, okay? That would have been a pack your bags and go kind of story, okay? You should communicate with your partner. Maybe you really found your secret early so you can get, it's been a year, okay? A year is a long time in a relationship. People are getting engaged at like a week and shit like that. Do you not watch Sister Wives? Christine is finding wedding venues at 3 weeks of dating, okay? Their photos before a original poster. Their photos before a relationship. She started dating me shortly after dating her ex. Again, obviously nudes were going to be sent, but it is, what? Okay, but it is, you shouldn't be sending, first of all, okay? For you children out there, don't be sending nudes. Back in the day, somebody was like, oh, there's nudes. There's not a nude of me out there. There's not one nude of me out there in the entire world. I've never sent a nude to anybody out there, okay? Not even to my husband. My husband's all the time. He's like, oh, send me. I'm like, no, no, ma'am. Don't be sending nudes, and definitely don't be putting your pictures in it, okay? Because you don't know, you know? You don't know one day what might happen. You might, I don't know. You might want to be this or you might want to be that, right? And then in the middle of Us Magazine, next to the Sheila Wood Friendship Club, there you are, okay? And somebody, your ex done sold that picture. Because you don't know that that person that you're in love with for 2 weeks that's eating your pizza, that 2 weeks from now the pizza's going to go stale and they're going to sell that picture to somebody else. You don't know. Stupid people taking them pictures of themselves, okay? I never delete photos from my phone. I'll say they aren't nudes or anything, but still, my ADHD brain just keeps accumulating useless photos and screenshots like a little goblin. Doesn't hurt to talk to her about it. I mean, yeah, I'd ask her about it. I'd be like, girl, why do you got them pictures of that man eating your pizza? Okay? Unless it was in some weird hidden folder she forgot about, absolutely a red flag. Didn't he say it was in a hidden folder? You don't keep pics from previous relationships, question mark. I do, just not nude, somebody said. Same, maybe not from the short months that I've hung out with a girl. However, I've spent some years with some of my exes. I do not keep pictures of sexy times with my exes. I don't, at all. Videos, none of that kind of stuff. To be honest, it is less of a red flag if it's in the same folder like everything else. Y'all kill me, right? Like, this is what kills me about it. I don't know, like, what's going on here. But, like, you'll tell a gal to, like, pack her bags and leave. You'll tell her that she needs to be out of that relationship in a second, right? But a man finds a picture on his girl's phone after dating her for a year and says that it's a picture of her getting her pizza eaten, and everybody's like, that's fine. I keep pictures like that. Are you kidding me? If I called any one of my girlfriends today, you know, my husband's close to this. My husband's 40. He's got girls that are, like, girlfriends of his that are in, like, 31, 35, things like that. I'm telling you right now, okay? If they went through any of their men's phones, and on their men's phones, they found pictures of him eating some girl's pizza, I'm telling you right now, baby, it would be over. There would be no discussion, okay? It's interesting to me that people are responding this way. A lot of people just straight up forget, especially, you don't forget a picture, okay, of getting your pizza eaten. Unless you have so many pictures of getting your pizza eaten, then that's an issue of its own, okay? That you're taking pictures, I mean, then if you forget that a picture like that, you don't forget that a picture is like that on there, okay? No one's the a-hole here. You didn't go snooping, you stumbled upon them. He absolutely did go snooping. He did. He went into her phone. You didn't cheat. She just didn't dispose of dirty photos from before YouTube became a thing. But why is she keeping them? I never check my hidden. God knows what's in there. Did you look at the dates? I didn't even know you could do that hidden thing until about a year ago. Women finding porn on man's phone equals, this is interesting, abusive man. Man finding nudes in sex video on ex-women's phone, abusive man for breaking her trust. The double standard in the ADHD community is astronomical. Somebody said it's Reddit as a whole. I don't know that I think that it's a double standard, but I do think it's interesting, right? That it's like the man says to her, pack your bags and go, and everybody's all up in arms. But a man finds a picture. I mean, admit it if you do, okay? Feel free, because it's obviously such a common thing that y'all have so many pictures of getting your pizza eaten down there in the comment section, male or female, whoever you are, okay? And that your husbands and wives are okay with that. Your husbands and wives are totally cool with you keeping pictures of your pizza getting eaten on your phone, okay? I'm telling you right now, I would not be cool with that. That's just me, okay? If I came across the picture and he said, oh, I just kind of forgot that it was on there. You forgot that your pizza was getting eaten in a picture? I mean, what? Next to a football game or something like that? You just forgot when you're rolling through your pictures? Okay, no, that's a problem. Okay, somebody said, funny thing is that if you confront her, she'll just say that she forgot they were there. But why would someone have a hidden folder unless they want to hide something? You would remember what's in your hidden folder. The original poster said, I have a hidden folder. I mean, he's talking more on the Reddit than he's talking even to his partner. I have a hidden folder on my phone of her because we have made videos and pictures together. The question for me is it a red flag that she still has those same photos of exes? Yes. I wiped my phone shortly after, but that should have been a conversation that y'all should have had a year ago. Okay, are we going to do this? That's where couples don't have these kind of conversations. We will talk on a Reddit thread or to our girlfriends or to our friends or to a stranger in the grocery store about this kind of shit before we will take it to our partner. That's the kind of conversation you need to be having with your partners when you're getting together, talking about moving in and doing her favors because she ain't got no money to live nowhere else and you're housing her, okay? Those are the kind of conversations you need to be having. Should we be deleting our old photos of our exes? Yes or no? Okay, but we're afraid to have those kind of conversations, okay? We're afraid to have those kind of conversations with our partners. So anyway, you know what? I'm going to just share this real quick. I have this friend of mine, way back in the day. I've shared this story before. Well, you know what? I'll share that for another day. Did I get out of this one? Hold on a second. Have you had a conversation with her about it? As in both of you deleting it off your phones, or did you just expect her to? People have different views when it comes to things like that. I agree with that. I don't know that what I would, I don't know. There'd have to be somebody said, sexuality is a weird thing, even in the off chance that she's consciously keeping them. This is not a sexuality thing. That's okay. This is not a sexuality thing. If you went through her phone with even the slightest intentions of finding something, then yeah, you also did something dubious. Bottom line, like most issues, it all is now in the hands of a good heart to talk heart. It's all, I can't understand it, to talk heart to heart. She gets a pass because they are old, but you, oh, she does? Okay, you're judge and jury right here. Okay, but you need to tell her to delete them. That's gross. That's kind of both sides of the same coin, isn't it? Are the dates on the photos from during your relationship or before? Okay, this is like, this person in the weeds, okay? If before it's history, if during your relationship it's history, it's before a relationship, obviously she has her past and I've had mine. I just deleted them. I think it's weird that she has them on her phone. That's just my personal opinion. I would not be okay with that. But simple solution, delete them. No, I wouldn't just do that. Would you just delete something off your partner's phone? No, I would ask, would you? I mean, I'm not for permission. I'd be like, what's this? Okay. I mean, I'm not saying that your pizza don't look good, but can you tell me, I mean, you know, can you tell me why it's important for you to keep this picture? Don't ever do that. Don't ever delete evidence. Don't ever delete evidence, baby. No, ma'am. If she notices and gets upset about it in any way, you should bail. That's a rough one. A year relationship, in my opinion, is not long enough to be deleting someone's stuff. I don't think you should ever delete somebody's stuff. I don't think that's your place. Not the asshole. Are you sure it's old pictures? Everybody's asking that because they're like, what you're saying when you're saying is, are you sure it's old pictures is? She's still fucking around. That's what you're saying. Okay, let's just make that very clear. To the original poster, when you watch this video, which you won't, all the people in here that are asking, are you sure that those are old pictures? What they're saying to you is, are you sure she's not still fucking around on you and getting her pizza eaten? And what kind of pizza was it? Okay, was it meaty or was it vegetarian? All right, maybe she just likes to watch sometimes like porn. Okay, but here's the thing, right, about that, because I knew somebody was going to bring this up. Well, let's read what the rest they say. You have all the reasons to ask her about this, but she's not obligated to erase them if it's not what she wants. If you have the password, it means she trusts you. So I think you should always talk to her. So she's keeping past videos of her ex like porn, which means that she's fantasizing sexually about this past relationship that she's had previously before that. So you're telling me right now, okay, people that feel that way, that you would be okay with your man, okay, jacking it, or your whoever doing whatever, okay, to their pizza, whatever kind of pizza they have, or their calzone, I guess, doing whatever to their pizza or their calzone, you would be okay with that while they're sitting there. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm not saying that I haven't fantasized about my ex, okay, but you would want your partner to know that. And you would want your partner to look, and you would also want your partner to be like, hey, while I'm sitting there eating your pizza, I want you to think about your ex. And you would be okay with that? I mean, I'm not judging anybody else's stuff, but I mean, they're asking what they should do about it, okay? I'm not talking about kinks. Like, that's a kink all of its own, okay? We already know about all that. That's a kink all of its own. I'm talking about when you have an issue with it, okay? Because these people, I mean, this person has an issue with it. Somebody said, I get it. It seems suspect, but this is a benefit of the doubt thing. She may have forgotten to delete it. I don't buy that at all. She's going over there all the time looking at that pizza. She's probably thinking, my pizza looked so good back then. I will say that. Did you ever watch Schitt's Creek? And there's the whole episode when Moira Rose thinks that her nudes are leaked, and then she's real upset because they're not. I mean, when you get to 52, like I said, there's not a nude of me out there, and there's not. But when you get to 52 years old, you're kind of like, damn. Like, my ass was so good back in the day. It was a perky little ass, you know? I got kind of a big ass, but it was perky, you know? And I was like, damn, like, I wish, it was like, Babow, I wish I had those pictures back then. You know, I do. So I don't know. And now I'm confused. I don't know. But, like, maybe not of somebody eating the pizza. Maybe just a picture of the pizza. I don't know. I'm so confused. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a great weekend. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.